Hello everybody, this is Nallok. I wish I had a picture to put on the screen, but like I said before, sadly I don't. I'm here to talk to you guys about kind of a pressing issue that's been going on lately, and that's this whole Twilight phenomenon. I'd like to put this out there right now and say, I hate Twilight. I absolutely despise Twilight. With every core fiber of my being, I hate Twilight. And you know, just because I don't like it doesn't mean it shouldn't exist. There are plenty of excellent reasons that Twilight shouldn't exist, but just because I don't like it isn't one of them. No, one of the reasons it shouldn't exist is because it's really, really badly written. I mean, seriously. If you stop and read some of this dialogue, you know, and by the way, I'm going purely by the movie experience, by the movies here. I'm not going by any actual of the books, so I don't know. Maybe the books redeem them, but I'm going solely on a film basis. So if you want to complain, oh, you don't get it because you haven't read the book, well, I just want to say this. I was forced to listen to New Moon in audio tape in the car on the way to my granny's house. I listened to Twilight 7 hours going there and 7 hours coming back. So that is 14 hours of Twilight New Moon. So don't you dare say I didn't dang well try, okay? I tried to accept this. It's bad. You know? New Moon. If any book is like New Moon, it has one or two, maybe possibly redeemable moments. But if it's all like New Moon, then oh my God, it shouldn't exist. The characters are really sort of jaded. Wait, I don't know how to use. Sorry, that's not a word I use regularly, so I'm not sure how to fit it in context. What I should say is the characters are awful. Awful. Like let's start with the one that this is supposedly all about. And I say supposedly. I'll explain that in a little bit. Bella Swan, our main character, she's a bitch. She's a bitch. There's nothing about her that makes me say, this is a person I could like. Everything about her just makes me go, you cold-hearted bitch. I don't understand. You know, I don't understand why she is at all compelling. You know? And again, I'm talking about the film version here. You want to know why I'm focusing on the film version? Because I'll tell you. In that 14 hours of Twilight that I had to endure, I was desperately trying to find something that I could say, something about Bella, that I could say, that's relatable, or that's understandable. And I actually did. I actually found something that I can relate to and understand about Bella Swan. It was towards the end of the book. And by the way, this is spoilers. So, if any of you don't want me to spoil it for the rest of you, then, you know, turn the video off. But here's what's going on. She goes into this room. She's going out of the room where she was talking to the Volturi. She's with Edward, and the Volturi apparently have this, you know, there's no other way of saying it. They have this hooker tour guide that they have to go and round up people and bring them there. And and there's this one woman in the crowd who's really looking really frightened, and I think she was holding a cross. I can't be sure, but I'm fairly certain she was. And so they all get locked in the room. And then she hears Bella hears all the screams and torment, and she just huddles close to Edward like it's a horrible, horrible nightmare. And I'm like, yes! Yes! Finally, a human reaction from this woman. You know? You act horrified if you hear something like that going on. That's completely relatable and understandable. It's just so nice to find something about her that I can relate to. But, you know, I'm thinking about it now and realizing she could have, like, I don't know, thrown her a hint. If to know other people in the group, at least to the lady, you know, I was like, hey, you might want to get out of here, or this, you know, just, like, come up with a clever lie. You know, to save at least one. I don't think the Volturi are going to mind if they lose one piece of their supper. And really, that lady still wouldn't know that there were vampires. Jeez. By the way, interesting little side note, that hooker tour guide that they use to bring people down there, doesn't she shimmer? Doesn't she like shimmer in the sparkling light? Because the way they described her in the book, she's like wearing some kind of schoolgirl outfit with a mini skirt and a short-cut top. You know, doesn't she sparkle or something? I don't know. Stephanie Meyer can't even keep her own continuity straight. Oh boy. But anyway, in the movies, Bella is just really, really cold to me, you know? She's so just she loves to toy with people. She revels in it, is what I'm getting at here. She's just awful. And that's made no better, by the way, by the acting of Robert Pattinson, you know, Edward. Robert Pattinson, what are you doing? Why are you attached to a horrible project like this? I don't know of your other films, but they can't be as bad as this film choice. Why, dude? Why? You look like Lord Voldemort with a nose and a Pantene Pro V haircut. By the way, quick note to Deadpool and friends. Sorry for stealing your joke, but you were completely right. Oh, jeez. I just... Why, man? Why are you here? Why are you doing this? If you need a paycheck that badly, man, I can think of many other movies you could appear in. I don't know why. I just think that there are so many other places to go, man. And you chose this. You agreed to this. That really speaks to his confidence as an actor. He's like, oh, man, you know, I'm not good enough to act in other movies anymore. I just need to go in this teen pop crap. It's really sad, you know, because I mean, I don't know his other movies, but was fairly certain that he was a pretty good actor, and now he just looks kind of stoned out of his mind. And I don't mean like stoned like on drugs. I mean stoned like somebody picked up a rock and beat him with it. Like he's just disorientated from all the physical pain that he's in. You know, I don't know. I just don't get it. And now we get to my favorite part of this rant, the part about Jacob. You know, he had potential. Out of this whole cast, he had potential.